good? You came equipped with a fucking tripod?
That's right, man. I'm always fucking ready.
So nice. You walk around the streets with a fucking tripod?
Yeah. I'm always ready, man. You never know when I have to film
There's an
something.
impromptu filming.
What do you mean?
That's why you have it around, just in case at some
Always,
point.
yeah. Like I'm going to Greece, so I'm going to be filming, vlogging like my trip to Santorini, making training videos on the beach on the fucking caldera.
You know what I'm surprised about?
What?
That I've never seen you record a street fight and then put it up on worldstarhiphop.com.
You know what? The closest I've done is like the social experiments where I go out and like I challenge people to try to hit me in the face or whatever.
Has that ever backfired?
Only once, one guy in one of the videos was pretty fucking rough. Like,
He was strong.
Yeah, like I was like, fuck, and he didn't look that strong. But sometimes it's weird, right? Because you could be big and not strong. You could be skinny. You could be fucking one of these wiry guys.
Yeah.
And when you do that, it's always surprising because you never know what you're going to get.
Jesus Christ.
You know, you never know if the guys, you know, you can't underestimate anybody, you know, and especially in the street. The scary thing is you don't know them when you start doing this.
That's rule number one is don't underestimate these guys.
Yeah, because you never know, you know, it's fucking... And again, like I said, you could be big, you could be small, but you never know what they know, what they don't know, how crazy they are, or their strength. So, but that's why I drink frappe.
The elixir of the gods, just to make sure. If you start a fight in the street, because this will be your fault. You're the one asking them to punch you in the face or to try to hit you.
I'll be like, let me get my frappe, brother.
Jesus. What about fights? You're more calm now. You don't get into fights.
No,
Good.
never.
You're a real adult now.
Yeah, no, I'm so calm, man. I'm like, I mean... I think I got like all that young juice and all that out of myself like a long time ago. Life had to slap me in the face a lot of times for me to like, you know, I always tell people, you'll never win in the game of life with a shitty attitude. It's always gonna catch up to you. At some point, you could only escape your bullshit for so long before it nails you in the face with it. And I think that, you know what I mean, you go through your life lying to yourself and fucking shit up and fucking shit up and fucking shit up, and you keep
everybody else's fault.
Everybody else's fault, and you keep realizing that, you know, the same things you keep creating the same type of life, because at the end, you're the same person. Until you change, your reality stays the same.
Yeah, you control your reality. You control your destiny.
You know, what you think, what you say, what you write, what you believe, it all comes down to that, you know, and I think being young, and when I was young and wild and stupid, and I did all my stupid shit, it took me only like, I could say I've only been at peace with myself 2 years. Like in my, like late 30, like at 39, 40, I became at peace with who I am and like happy, fulfilled, good in my, you know, who am I as a person.
What was it before that? You were trying to figure out who you were?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out who I was. I was trying to be somebody I'm not. I was trying to please. I thought I had to make everybody happy. I thought I had to live a certain way of what's, you know. And at one point, you have to ask yourself, am I truly happy? Am I living my real, true, happy life? And at one point, you got to be, fuck it, I'm going to blow up shit if I have to. And that's when I took my whole life and I broke it down in this many pieces. I got divorced. I fucking, you know, changed my job. I opened my business. I said, I took everything and I shook it up. And I said, you know what? I'm going to build the life for me that I want and I define as happy, like where I want to be. And I think that's, and I think once you get to that point, as well as being happy, not being happy, happy is a state where, you bought something, I'm so happy I bought it. Fulfilled, like you're fulfilled with what you do.
Very much.
You wake up in the morning, you love what you do. You go to work, you're happy. I was the fucking angriest, miserable, negative person. And it took that for me to see the light. And nothing ever good happened when you're in that state. So now I'm in a good state in my life. I'm fucking happy. I'm going to Greece and fucking Monday I'm going to be in Greece, man.
How long are you staying?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. That's not
maybe.
enough, man. That's not enough.
I'm going to be my first Eastern Greece, bro. Santorini, my islands. You know what? When I go to Santorini, bro, when I get off the boat, like when it comes up and you see the white houses on top, as soon as I get off the boat, I kiss the ground. I feel like I'm at home. I'm at peace. I feel like my whole body just goes, like, fuck therapy. I tell people, go to Greece and sit on a beach for a week. And that's all you need. Well, for me, that's what it is. And yeah, go ahead.
My question to you is because I feel what you feel and I understand it exactly, but would you be able to drop everything you're doing, not do it again? I will tell you, you can't make any more videos. You can't fight anybody in the street. You can't do any of the fitness stuff you do. All you could do is just hang out on that island. Would you pick that now, or would you wait a couple of years before doing that? Would you be able to drop everything right now?
See, I've thought about it. And I always tell people, what's your plan? You got to have a plan in life. And my plan is, I'm 41. I made my plan till 50. My plan is at 50 that I could spend 3-4 months out of the year in Greece, in Santorini. So I have 9 years to
get to that.
To laser focus and get to my
But
goal.
again, 3 months out of the year, not your entire life stops and you're just doing that. You're not able to just do that. What I'm saying is, do you find it interesting that for you to be at peace, you need both that calm, restoration,
yes,
but you also need the chaos that your expression is giving the world. But you need that. It's the yin to your yang. It's not all just chilling on the fucking beach. You wouldn't be able to live like that, even though it sounds amazing for a bit. You'd get to the point where, okay, now I want to express myself. Now I want to make a video. Now I want to kick somebody in the face. I want to teach somebody to kick other people in the face. That kind of stuff.
But I think I like that because I love what I do, right? And ideally, like a lot of more and more of my businesses are online, and the idea is that I could do all this shit online. I could do it all. Like when I go to Greece, I'm going to film about 10, 12 videos on the beach in Santorini, fitness videos, like with the fucking, the caldera on the back. Like, I mean, what else can I ask for? You know what I mean? So I could still do it, but I still, it's the balance of the both. Like, I don't know if I would go there and if I would live there, would it become repetitive? Would I,
Well, for someone who's done the stuff that you have, it could. Because I know for myself, when I'm down there, I love it. I get recharged. But then there always comes a moment where I'm like, okay, I wanna get on stage. I want to do some stand-up. Do a podcast. Do stuff that...
But you could do it from Greece, right?
Not really.
No, you can't.
Stand-up, it's different in Greece. It's not the
Podcast?
same. It would just be myself talking.
Oh, you get some old Greek ladies, some fucking...
It would be fun.
Some people around.
It would be good once, twice, and then I'd want something different. I'd want some... that's why I like this podcast. I made it. There's no rules. I could bring on whoever the fuck I want.
That's cool.
Whoever the fuck I want. If I find them interesting, they're on the show, and I'm talking to them.
That's awesome.
That's it. That's all it takes. Whereas I'm going to run out of people if I'm there. Plus stand-up. That's what keeps me going.
So you
if
still,
I would stop
do the stand-up,
of
right?
Of course. If I didn't do stand-up, emotionally, I'd be a wreck. I love it.
And I'm asking you, and like, what you podcast, stand-up, what's the difference to you? Is there a difference?
They're very different, yeah. Stand-up, there's always a goal, and the goal is to make myself happy by making other people happy.
Okay.
Whereas podcast, there's just one goal, is making myself happy, and if it entertains people, even better. But the number one goal is for me. The podcast is for me to bring on people that I want to talk to. I want to have a good time. It's the one thing I do for myself is the podcast.
That's like, I mean, that's what we spoke about. Like, I mean, I would love, like I said, to do one a week as well and put it on my YouTube channel because I love this shit. I love talking to people, learning new things, exchanging, interacting. I find we don't do that anymore. People don't, like, you look at the fucking traffic. Everywhere like little fucking, like little ants stuck in traffic. Nobody talks to each other. Everybody looks sick and bitter here, most of the people. And, a lot of people are not even living their like, I talk to people and they're not happy. They're not living their life.
Well, that's the other thing. That's why stand-up is so important to me. It's that one time in the day where I'm going to interact with a bunch of strangers, right? There's no agenda. We're all there for the same reason. Let's have a good time, right? That's the underlining reason why you're at the comedy club. And you share those moments that you're laughing, those moments that you're making them gap. Oh, what did he just say? All those moments, you're sharing them with these people, right? It's something that you could share with people physically and in real life as opposed to behind the screen, And these kind of moments are kind of hard to get nowadays. They're few and far between. So for me to be in a position where I could offer this to people, they could check out these videos, they listen to the podcast, and they entertain themselves, keep themselves busy for a bit. Plus, on the one-to-one, in the clubs, they could see you in person, have fun, and you're giving them that enjoyment. What else can I ask for? Like,
It's true.
I can't get greedy now, can I? That's it.
And
that's all we need.
Yeah, I think sometimes, like, I mean, like, even we complicate our lives so much. I know I've been guilty of that myself, where I always want more and more and more and more, and it's like more is never enough. There's no, there's never, you know, when you always want more and you're not happy or fulfilled, like there's no end to that pit.
Well, it's part of the human condition. You have to want more. It's not a bad thing. It just, excess can lead to a lot of pitfalls, like you said, and depends what you're looking more for.
Yeah.
You know, if the more is helping you in a positive way, right?
way, yeah.
Because the more could help you in a negative way.
Absolutely.
Like if it's drugs, for example, the more, you're getting that more, you're feeling better for those moments, right? But it's not actually fulfilling you in the long term. You're actually hurting yourself.
Yeah.
But if it's the more of bettering yourself, learning something, work, building something, building a fucking fitness empire, you know, you're doing more, you're working more, you're advertising more, but then you're taking longer trips.
Yeah.
You're vacationing more. You're fucking relaxing more. You know, they all go hand in hand. True. So you have to take care of yourself. If the more that the work you're putting in is to yourself, like that's what I did a couple of years ago. Probably 2 years ago is when I really made that decision of, you know what? All the work I used to work in video games, I did all this. I go, fuck it. I'm investing in myself now.
Yeah.
I'm number one, for myself. Like the brand is me. There's so much that I have to offer. I'm just investing in myself.
Yeah.
And that's when everything kind of changed, and I became my own boss. You become happy that way.
Absolutely.
You make your own life out of life.
Fuck, that's awesome.
So, but it's you did the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
Said, fuck it, I want to do fitness. I don't want to.
You take what you have and you make something out of it.
Yeah.
You know, and I always tell people it doesn't have to be big. It just has to be yours. And
If
it
it's
has
yours,
to be whatever you want it to be.
it all grows. It's
yeah.
organic and it grows. It grows in kind of a little rhythm that you're happy with because you're the one creating. You're the one making it grow. You're the one watering it.
That's right.
The more work you put in, the more it's.
And I think one of the issues when I talk to people is we're conditioned of instant gratification where we want results fast. Same thing in weight loss or business. We want and I know as an entrepreneur now, I'm building a brand new website, membership, online training, online Skype, different programs.
It's crazy. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of new things.
It's a lot of new things, a lot of work. But I've noticed as an entrepreneur, it does like this. You know what I mean? And it's a constant battle. I've always said success is like, imagine you had a big boulder and you had to push it to the finish line. But every time you get to the finish line keeps moving.
Yeah.
It never ends.
Well, that's what it is. But you get little rewards. They're incremental. You get little rewards on your marathon in the success race, right?
Good point. Yeah, I like
and
that.
every time you have a big break, and it's happened in my life, and I'm sure it's happened in yours, you always get the big break right before you give up the first time you start thinking about giving up.
Yeah.
The second you start having doubts, but you push through, you get a huge reward for it. You're like, oh, fuck, I can't believe I was about to give up. Now this happened. Shit, imagine if I had given up. My life would have been different. And then you continue. So then the next time you're faced with another obstacle, you're stronger. You're like, nope. I've learned my lesson. I have to weather the storm.
Yeah,
the storm's going to pass. The storm's going to pass, and the ship's going to go right. I just have to weather the storm. I can't panic and just jump off the fucking ship.
Yeah.
And that's what people have to learn. And it's lessons that we don't, honestly, these are life lessons that they're not taught in school.
No, they're not.
I wasn't taught any of this.
School doesn't,
They didn't even teach me how to do they didn't teach me anything important.
No, it's very like I say it openly. I got kicked out of high school when I was 16. I was diagnosed with ADHD and dyslexia. Everything I did was, walk, poof, fall, get up, walk, poof. It was trial and error for me to learn this shit. Even the whole YouTube thing, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing when I started. And YouTube itself has changed. I used to make really good money, and now I'm not on YouTube. And why? Well, the algorithm changed the way YouTube does, so I have to adapt. So it's a constant growing. You have to follow the system and grow with it as well,
It's also this mentality that if somebody's not doing super well, automatically they assume it's a failure. And then the people that are around them too, a lot of people think, oh, if you're not super balling, you're not at the top, you're a loser. Which is not the case because you need to work to get somewhere, right? You have to fail. I've never seen somebody, like if I find out one of my friends who I know are trying something new, it doesn't matter what it is. Yeah. And sometimes I cannot agree with that. I could think it's a terrible business decision. But if they're trying, even when they're failing, I'm going to support them.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try to get them through that hump. Be like, no, this is just a momentary thing. You have to stick to it, right? But there's this mentality of, somebody fails, right away people are ready to jump on them, to shit on them, like, oh, look at this guy's a loser, it didn't work, this and that.
In reality, it's a reflection of how they feel about
themselves. Exactly. It has to be internal.
Tell people, I always listen to how people talk. 80% or 60% maybe, they're projecting their shit.
Yep.
I'm like, are you talking to me or are you talking about yourself to me? Because and you hear it when you talk to people. I believe that when you're happy and like good in your life, I look at people who reach out to me for anything. I want to help them. You're opening a business. How can I help you?
Yeah.
What can I do? You want to do a collab? Okay, fine. I don't care if you have 100 subscribers. I want to send the elevator down and give you a hand. Why not? Why? And people who are like greedy and like, out, like they'll never, they have that where it's like they don't want to help anybody.
Yeah.
Right?
And I hate hearing that's never going to work. Like when I hear somebody say that to someone, that idea is never going to work. Buddy, I can never say that to anyone.
No.
As soon as I started making money by telling jokes, you cannot tell me something's impossible.
Yeah,
you could literally do fucking anything.
Absolutely
You put the work in, you can't tell me of all people.
Absolutely.
I'm never going to subscribe to that. That's never going to make. Really? All right. There's 7 billion people on this fucking planet. Trust me, if you have a passion for something and you're good at it, you're going to fucking succeed.
That's what I tell people. I always say, what's your motivation behind doing it? What is the motivation of whatever you're going to do? If it's money, what I'm going to get, what I'm going to gain, you will either give up or do something where you're going to get to the end and not be happy. If your motivation is, I want to help, I want to help people, I want to move society forward, or I want to bring communities. If I'm giving something to help people, at some point, it's going to grow. It's going to do well. At some point, you're going to reach people. You're going to touch people. People are going to want to help you because what you're doing is positive. It's good with the good intent. I tell people, never go and pick anything over for money. If you're doing it for money, for fame, for this or that, it's all the wrong reasons. And eventually, you're going to realize that trying to reach to a goal that's very hard with the motivation of money, this, that, you're going to give up.
It's also arbitrary and subjective, right? Because what is...
Yeah.
You don't have a number in mind, right? So what does it mean to be rich? The more money you make, the more money you're spending, the more money you're trying to make because you're like, oh, fuck, now I'm living at this level. So you don't really reach a goal doing that. Same thing with fame. People are like, oh, you want to be famous. What does that even mean? Like how famous do you, you know?
But you see, what I do is I define my goals.
Yeah.
Like when I made my plan, I made my plan from 40 to 50, but I made it from 30 to 40. At like 35, everything I wrote on my plan,
you had to have it complete.
I surpassed it.
There you go.
I surpassed it. It was all written.
When you wrote it,
Yeah.
did you think they were all realistic goals?
Yes.
Or did you doubt any of them?
No, I thought they were. Some of them, they were realistic, but some of them like, I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. I'm not sure if I'm going to get to it. It's going to be tough. But you just keep pushing.
The keep pushing is the biggest
resilience. I tell people consistency and resilience. I did the Landmark Forum and it was amazing because he said, the guy's like, the future is very predictable. The future is predictable based on who you are and what you repeatedly do. You will create the future. And it's like, fuck, you're right.
Yeah.
If you are the same person all the time, blaming your boss,
the same things will happen.
Same thing. You're going to attract the same life and same universe. At some point, you got to be like, okay, I need to change who I am to attract the right people, the right things to happen to me. I need to, first of all, assume 100% responsibility and accountability of everything. You got to say, I'm responsible for every single thing that has happened to me. Everything from the worst shit and bad, it's nothing but my fucking fault.
Yep.
Then you take control of your life. Now you say, okay, where do I want to go? Who do I want to be? What do I want to become? And you do it now and you're like, okay, in 2-3 years, I want to be this type of person. And you write it down, you visualize it, you say it, you think it, you act on it, and you consistently do it and repeatedly do it, right? Through practice, and you become that.
You find people that you train, because you do a lot of personal training too. Do you find that a lot of them, that's all they were missing is just some of that extra motivation, kind of open their eyes and tell them, and then they take it upon themselves, and they start just being kind of self-sufficient and they'll self-motivating?
Absolutely. Like, I mean, I look at like clients I've trained and stuff, and a lot of the clients, I'm not saying this, a lot of the clients that come to me don't only come for the physical training. It's as well as the energy. And like I don't say, it's like also the presence that I give them. They all come stressed, tired. Some are angry, some are unhappy. Some are, people have been, getting divorced. I've seen it all.
But it's hard. Life throws you a lot of curveballs. And also what people like us forget. Anybody who starts doing their own thing forgets what 9 to 5 is,
Yeah.
forgets what having an asshole boss is, right? As opposed to having a good boss or whatever,
Oh
you
my
know?
God.
And most people don't have good bosses. Most people don't have good work environments. And they'll work at a cool place. A lot of cool places I worked at had shitty management.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just, it gets depressing. You wake up and you don't want to be there, but fuck, you got to pay the bills. What are you going to do,
Fuck, man.
starve?
Look,
and then
bro.
you get on that fucking hamster wheel.
I was washing toilets, bro. I was working at the hospital washing toilets, putting on my uniform with the chain, and I remember saying to
And you
myself,
didn't even work there, which was the weird fucking part. That was-
and I would go there, and I was like, this is gonna be my life. I'm gonna wash toilets.
It's terrifying.
Bro, it's the worst feeling. I'm like, somebody give me a gun, I'm gonna blow my brain. Like, I mean, it was depressing. I remember it was Friday, I was excited. Sunday night, I was stressed. Monday, you wake up, you go to
hate the
work,
Sunday night.
take the bus, you're wearing your uniform, you're thinking, okay, you're cleaning the toilets, you're like, okay, this is as best as it's gonna get. Then you get home, you know, I was married, I was unhappy. I was like, Jesus, like, I mean, everywhere I'm turning, I realize, like, I mean, like, fuck, is this it? If this is it, fuck. Like, I mean, and it took so much shit for me to get out of this. So much hard work to leave your job, you know, break up your family because it's fucking hard.
Yeah.
And go through all that just to go through the risk, because it's a risk. There's no
course.
guarantees
Yeah.
to better your life and to take it. Right? Fucking, you know, you're gonna get a lot of fucking hits before you make it. And it's I go, if you're not gonna fucking go and get out of your comfort zone and be ready to risk it all for a greater and better life, because fuck it, think you have one life, bro. One life here. After this, it's fucking over. Maybe there's life after that, but right now, you don't know. You know there's here right now. If you're not gonna live it great, and I tell people, like, are you happy? Oh, it's not bad. Guess what? It's bad.
if it's not bad.
It's bad. Is it great? You wake up in the morning saying, wow, I'm so happy. And don't get me wrong, I have moments where I'm stressed or like I get
Yeah, you're a human being.
little crashes, but I've rewired my brain to be like, Nick, get back up. No time. You know what I mean? No time to do this. Again, I'm working on so many projects and I'm building a new website and this and that. I'm like, I don't even know how the fuck I'm going to do everything. But you know what? It's all positive and happy stuff. Sometimes I feel overwhelmed because people ask me, you ever feel overwhelmed? Yeah. But I'm like, it's for me. It makes me happy. So you just keep fucking hammering it out. And you take no as an answer. However, there's a balance. I tell people one of the hardest things to do in life is to know when to pull the plug.
Yeah.
Same thing. Relationships, friendship, business. When do you pull the plug? When do you say, like, you get emotionally attached
Yeah, it's
to
happened to
your
me.
business, to relationships, to love, to whatever it is. It's like, you know, it's not working, but you've invested so much in it that you're having a hard time to let it go. Because you're no longer invested in it, you're invested in the time you gave in it. At what point do you go, boom, I'm going to take the hit and I'm going to get out? When is enough? When is that threshold? That's the hardest decision you'll ever make in your life. And anything you do, and it was a quote I read, life is a balance between holding on and letting go. Like, in anything you do, you know, you're doing your podcast. At what point are you going to say, you know what? This podcast doesn't work. I got to do something else.
Yeah.
And I've done it for my YouTube channel. I'm starting a whole new series, a whole new stuff. I tried all these new things. They're not working. Some are working better. And I'm like, fuck it. At what point am I just spinning my wheels?
Well, same thing with me. I used to have a podcast. The first podcast I did was before this. It ran for a decade. A bunch of friends, right? The 4-H podcast. And it wasn't working out with everybody. Like we couldn't agree on a lot of stuff, right? People wouldn't show up. It wasn't fun anymore. It was becoming a struggle just to record each episode, you know? So it took a big decision for me to be like, you know what?
Fuck it.
We're done. That's it.
And that was the
No
best
more.
decision you made.
It was the best decision I made.
That's it.
Best
Because
decision
you
I
know
made.
what? Here's the thing. When you have partners and other people as well, it's hard because
Not everybody has the same work ethic.
not everybody, and sometimes you might have to carry everybody. It's
Mm-hmm.
also heavy. And sometimes you want to fucking drum on your own beat.
Yep.
And be like, you know what? I got to hustle this out. My urgency is different than yours, or my goals are different than yours. And at some point, you got to say, you know what? I got to do this. You know, and you got to kind of like go on your own, you know, spread on your own wings, man. And it's not, wait, I'm going to close this now.
It was tough for me to tell you. It was actually a big decision because you're talking about your buddies that you started podcasting with.
Okay.
You're talking about ending the most successful kind of venture that you've done with everybody together, right? It had following. It was 10 years, right? So there was, and the people that would listen to the show would listen to it religiously. They knew the people that were on it. It was, so just to be like cold turkey, be like, you know what? I can't do this anymore.
Did you feel bad? Yeah, probably.
I felt bad, but I also felt like it was necessary because I was like, you know what? I'm taking time out of my schedule, which is super busy. I'm doing all kinds of things.
Yeah.
I'm the one editing. I'm the one doing everything, right? And then people just can't even show up. People cancel last minute, this and that, and just expect it to work. And then I was like, fuck it. No, I'm going to carry myself. I'm just going to do my own stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's much easier that way. And I don't have to stress out, oh, is this guy going to fucking show up on time? Or is he going to be there? Or is he going to cancel last second?
Yeah.
You know, but that's the background stuff that people didn't know. Because a lot of people were a little confused about why it just stopped, right? But they didn't know how hard it was to get everybody on board.
Yeah.
You know? And for me, what killed me was always the last minute cancellations. Everybody's here, we're in the studio, and one or two guys are like, oh, you know what, fuck, I'm not coming.
But you know what? That shows the work ethic, and that shows that you're in a different place, which means, I don't know the guys, and it's not like, for anybody else, it means that your work ethic and your values of getting this show, like this is your career.
Yeah.
It's not a part-time job. It's not a fun job. It's not a hobby. Hey, let me do it. No, it's your fucking life. Like me, it's my life. It's my career. It's my bread and butter. I take this shit seriously. This shit I do pays my mortgage, pays my child support, pays my car. So I'm not going to fuck around with anybody who's not going to be serious about. People always offer me to be partners and do stuff with them. And I'm like, first, I want to know, are you for real?
Yeah, are you going to do anything?
Are you serious? Are you going to waste my time? Am I going to run after you? Like, if not, no. Like, prove to me before we're going to work together that we value the same thing at the same way. You know what I mean? Or else there's a gap, and then there's conflict, and then you're like, fuck it, I'm better off doing this alone, and that's it. You know?
That's what I did. And it's way better.
Yeah.
I'm a stand-up. I work better alone.
Yeah.
Like by that I mean not that we only work well alone, but we can carry ourselves. You know what I mean? Stand-up comics, because you're used to just winging it by yourself, right? You don't have a safety net.
I gotta close this now. It's up.
It's too much. Oh, look at that sound. So people are watching you live.
Yeah.
How many people?
Let's see.
It is interesting. It is interesting how much fucking social media has changed the game up for us.
Yeah, because and the truth is, you need to be.
You ever get negative comments? Anybody ever tell you to go fuck yourself?
Yeah, so many times.
I love it.
I have people like challenge me to fight. I'm like, I've had people, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you if I see. Okay, man, Google me. I'm easy to find. You know what I mean? I've had people walk in seminars and are you fucking kidding me?
I mean, walk into your seminar and try to start shit with you.
I had one guy in New York who was just the worst was fuck Vienna, man. This fucking guy was like 6'4", 260, 280 pounds, 19 years old, like a beast. Everything I did, he was challenging me with everything. So I'm like,
but you have these characters, you have these combative,
yeah.
Which the thing is, I don't mind when it's well played. Like, you could be combative, you should challenge things, you know, but I don't like it when you're just doing it for that reason, just
That's
a
right.
challenge. There's
Absolutely.
no other end goal. You're not trying to explore something. You're not trying to figure something out.
Yeah.
It's just let me fuck around.
Yeah.
You know.
If you're doing it because you want to see, does it work? You know, is this real? That's different. If you're doing it with the intent to just try to fucking prove, like you're going to do everything to prove that what I'm teaching is wrong, then you're not actually there to learn.
I don't mind a good troll.
No.
But a troll that knows they're a troll.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
you're right.
They don't think that they're sanctimonious and they're fucking coming in and they're what we needed. It happens to me on Twitter a lot because being a comedian, you get a lot of hate because I'll say stuff.
But why is that? Like, I mean, what the fuck? I
Because
tell
everybody-
people, you don't like me. There's another 1,000 self-defense instructors. Go see someone else.
People project.
Yeah, that's all it is.
People project. I've noticed it on my Twitter feed because in the past 2 weeks, every time I'll talk about something current or political, I'll get comments or replies, but 99% of the stuff that's like negative is all things that I did not say. It's all they'll take the tweet, they'll understand it the way they want to understand
Absolutely.
it, right? And then they'll go off on that. So now I've learned to be calm. Now I'll just question them. I'll be like, is that really what I said? Like, are you joking right now?
Yeah.
And then sometimes I guess when they'll really be like, fuck, they'll be like, well, what were you trying to say? I'm not going to continue. You could fucking read. If you can't read, I'm not going to sit here and explain. I don't have to explain anything to you. I don't work for you. I don't have to explain shit for you. You're projecting, right? You want to be combative. You want to go on Twitter, find somebody that doesn't agree with you, and start a fight. The problem is when you do it to people who have nothing to do with your agenda.
Absolutely, yeah.
I don't give a fuck about your agenda. I wasn't here to...
But you got to think, if you have the fucking time in your life to troll somebody, to go, like, I mean...
You should at least be a bit more successful.
Most of these guys are just people who have nothing to do. They're losers. Like, it's easy to watch anything you do and for me to criticize it.
Yeah, of course.
Just like my videos. You could watch my video, that's 3 minutes, take that 10-second part and
you didn't like it.
And be like, oh, how you trapped the knife is stupid, or what you said here made no sense. And take it out of context, because here's the thing. If it creates an emotional response, it's like, buddy, I'm not talking about you. If you feel I'm talking about you, then you ask yourself if what I'm saying is you.
Yeah, yeah.
If not, you'd be like, oh, wow, okay. But a lot of people, you know, some people take it personally.
For me, that's what always happens. That's the negative reaction I get, is people take things personally. And it gets hard. As a comic, it's hard because people love taking stuff out of context.
Okay.
People will watch an entire set. I'll be on stage. They'll sit there. They'll watch a full 15 minutes. They'll laugh for 14 minutes, 13 minutes. And then 2 minutes that they didn't like, they'll focus on that and be like, oh, you're, I don't know, you're a fucking misogynist or you're a racist. Really? But when I was making fun of other fucking people that aren't you were fine with it. You didn't think that I was a fucking homophobe or this or that, because you're not that. But the second it comes to you, automatically, now you're making this judgment. Really?
But you got to remember, people here...
You're not in this... like, the context matters. You're not in this club for jokes. You don't think I'm going to touch on whoever I could think of touching on. You really think it's personal? I'm out here with an agenda?
Yeah. Like
most comics that I know don't actually have those ideas. Most comics I know don't have, like, homophobic thoughts. Or they're all really good, like... in the middle, kind of. You know, most of the good, there's a lot of shit comics that are either super hardcore right, super hardcore left, but they're not that good on stage. The people that I know that are really good on stage, most of them are always hovering around the middle. They don't have this kind of agenda. So the second you get offended by it, it's 100% you projecting.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've seen it. I've seen it happen in the comics. Some of the best comics, some of the nicest ones that I know. David Pride got shit on once here at the Comedy Nest. Oh, you're a straight white male. You can't talk about that. This woman was yelling at him. And he's one of the... She was making it sound like he's homophobic or he has no right to... And he's one of the... Not just one of our best comics in the country, but one of the nicest fucking guys. Like, he has no agenda of aggression, you know? And you see that and you're like, fuck, you're projecting. You're projecting on him what you think society thinks of you or whatever.
Absolutely.
It is not true, though. It's not
That's
true.
Absolutely true.
And all you're starting is then you're giving people who don't like you a reason not to like you. They use that as an example after. They go, you see that?
Yeah. And
how are you going to talk to them? They're fucking wacky.
They're going to take that 30 seconds... Because here's the reality, is that, like, you know, people hear what they want to hear. And out of, you know, we're going to hear a song, you're going to hear certain words, I'm going to hear certain beats, and we're not going to hear maybe exactly the same song. And you're going to interpret your way, I might interpret my way, and if it doesn't go my way, then, you know, it's you looking good or me looking bad or vice versa. And it's easy to take a little part. Because in reality, I want to shit on you. So you could be the best comic.
I'll find a reason to shit on you.
And I'll find a reason to shit on you.
Yeah.
Like, I get these messages on YouTube sometimes. And I get into the conversation. I realize, okay, whatever I tell this guy, he's going to come back with something.
Yeah.
So I stop
Just
it.
Same with me. I've learned now, especially if... Sometimes I've noticed on Twitter, if I'm arguing with somebody who's like a regular civilian, for example, they're more likely, if you're calm, to kind of come around, not to agree with you. No, people don't have to agree with me, but to come around and understand that, okay, maybe I misunderstood. You know, we have different opinions. It ends there. But I've noticed with a lot of comedians that are not professional comedians, they're open mic comedians, right? They get really antsy and excited on Twitter because I feel like they think this is my platform. I can express myself here. You know, even if they're not expressing themselves properly, it's but they like to come after me. They like to. But now lately, I've been like calming down, like, you know what? They're not really doing anything. They don't have anything. This is their moment for the day.
A moment, yeah.
You know, they're like, oh, fuck, I could argue with this guy. This not like that's their big break.
Yeah, they're getting that attention.
Yeah, that attention or that outlet, you know? Yeah. So now I've learned to kind of just step back and be like, you know what? Let them talk to themselves. I don't have to chime in. I don't have to.
I don't know if you saw it. Put up a video of the comedian Stephen Brown being attacked with the stick.
I saw that.
I don't know what happened.
I remember when he was talking shit or he offended one of the guys that were in there, and the guy actually got up.
Okay, that's what happened because I didn't know what the video was. So he offended somebody.
He offended somebody. The guy actually physically wanted to beat him up, and he actually got up there. You saw him. He attacked him with the fucking mic stand, all that shit. So that happens. People get that bent out of shape. For me, it's never been on stage. I've never had anybody want to come at me physically.
Okay.
They've never thrown anything at me. It could be two reasons. It could be I've just never met those people, and also it could also be my size. Yeah. I'm also not a small comedian. Yeah. I'm one of the bigger guys. Yeah. Like I'm tall.
Imagine the mindset for somebody to get up. Imagine your low self-esteem, because it's not ego and it's not strength. Your low self-esteem, for you to react by somebody making fun of you to the point where you want to get up off
physical.
Stage.
Yeah, that's
physical. Imagine how small you feel inside, no matter how muscled you are.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Or how big you perceive yourself, or how prestigious or smart or intellectual you may feel about yourself, that you need to react that way, or you need to defend your point to the death, or you need to make sure I convince you that you are wrong with what you're thinking.
But these are all jokes. That's the best part, is you're trying to convince somebody that the joke is wrong. You do know that you could tell jokes, and most of us do, that you might not even agree with let's say the end of that joke, right? Yeah. Like it could be something completely against your personal beliefs, but it's so funny that that's what happens in that situation, or you can't fight an ideological battle over a joke. Because you don't know what the actual person is thinking, right?
Absolutely.
Like if I joke about communists, it doesn't mean that I'm not a communist, which I'm not. I don't like communists. That's right there. But you don't know. You don't know when I'm on stage. You don't know that.
Yeah.
So you can't just assume like, this guy's making fun of nuns. He must hate nuns. Yeah. How the fuck do you know? Maybe I love nuns.
Yeah,
you don't know, but there's a fucking good joke. There's a good situation that happened to me. It's the first time in my life too. That's how you know the climate is changing. I've never felt, even before I was a comedian, I never felt that it was too soon for a joke.
Okay.
I've joked at funerals.
But you know what?
But only when I thought, there's no, like you could feel the room, you could feel the people, right?
If ever I die, I want you to do a fucking show at my funeral.
This is the first time in my life where I've actually been like, this is a good joke, but it might be too soon. Like I have a great joke about the Parkland shootings. A great joke. And it does not offend. It's not against the victims. It's not against the people that died. But it's a great joke. But it's the first time where I'm like, you know what? It's actually too soon. And if I say it,
but here's the thing.
Even though it's a great joke, I know that it's going to be taken out of context.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, I cut you off because it's so important what I have to say. I made a video after the Las Vegas shooting. Okay? So there was a Las Vegas mass shooting. And I made a video about it, talking about it. It was a week later.
Just talking about it.
Talking about what happened. People blasted me.
You see?
And here's the thing. It's too soon to talk about it.
What do you mean too soon to talk about it?
So when is the time?
Yeah.
Tell me. All right, so when something happens, we should talk about it 3 months later.
I don't like that.
No, we should talk about it now, where everybody could face the music, where everybody can hear the accountability and responsibility and see what are we going wrong as a society, what do we need to do to change it, how can we make sure, not in 3-6 months when the next one happens or when we forget about it.
But not even just that, the fact that you're putting, again, something arbitrary, time. Everybody's different. So if I'm allowed to joke about 9/11 a year after it happens, okay? Because you tell me a year after 9/11, you're allowed to joke about it. What the fuck tells you that a year after 9/11 happens, one of the firemen's families or whatever is not going to take offense to it? Absolutely. How the fuck do you know? What are these numbers? That's what I'm saying what are these numbers? But now, back in the day, at least 10 years ago, at least people wouldn't take it out of context. They would just say, he joked about this. It's a little too soon, right?
Yeah.
Now they'll take one snippet and they'll be like, look at this guy. Like if I would do a joke about Parkland and I know the joke that I have in mind, it's not making fun of the people that died. It's actually making fun of some of the survivors and the shooter.
But you see, you make that joke, you're going to get so much hate mail.
Do you know why? Because people will say he's making fun of the kids that died. Even though that's not what I would be talking about. That's not what the joke is about, the guy who shot it. It's making fun of him in that situation, some of the survivors. That's what it's making fun of.
Bro, you're going to have one of these NRA guys? Like, if you ever go against, I've done, gun videos and stuff, and I've talked about, gun control. man, people unsubscribe to my channel. I'm unsubscribing. You're an idiot.
I lost on Twitter in 1 month. I lost a little over 200 followers.
Because?
I started talking about stuff. I started saying how I fucking feel about certain things.
Yeah.
And I don't care that people unfollowed. I don't care. Because then I also got some followers that were more, you know, on like where I'm at. I'm more in that libertarian. I'm more in the middle, you know? And I don't give a shit. If literally your agenda is to just go and attack everything that one side says because you're on the complete other side, there's no compromise, you don't want to move forward, you just want to shit on the other one, then politically we have nothing to discuss because you don't want to hear anything.
Absolutely. There's no point.
I can't, if in my feed all I see is that, if somebody's mad about the kids that died, they're fucking dirty hippies. And then the other side is, if they don't want gun control, this and that, they're fucking racist and they want to shoot kids. They want to. Then there's no compromise there. There is a middle ground, and the way you find the middle ground is to actually sit down and talk about the issue, talk about the problems.
But the problem is
the problem is bigger than what they're making it seem like. That's the thing. Because right now they're making it seem like all that needs to be done is, if you can, ban guns, and then the problem is solved. Really? Is that all that? I fucking 100% agree that the NRA has too much power. Too much power to influence. 100%. Okay?
That's absolutely right. Look, so many years, nobody's been able to do anything. At the end,
man,
they make the calls.
Well, lobbying in Washington is huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the NRA doesn't fuck around because they make a lot of money off this stuff.
Absolutely.
Right? At the same time, it is the Second Amendment, right? It is the right of every American to keep and bear arms.
I think...
But there is a middle ground. There's a middle ground, whether it could be with those improved background checks.
Absolutely.
But the problem is that's not how it's being presented. It's being presented as, fuck you, kids died, do exactly what I say. So then right away you're making the other side, even though they might want to be like, let's find a compromise, get defensive and be like, you know what? Fuck you.
Fuck you, yeah.
You know? And then you get the nuts that come out of both sides, the extremes.
Yeah, the extreme. Really
dude, you don't want to deal with extremism because then you lose your fucking mind because both sides think that the other one's completely insane, and they're both insane. They're both insane, and then they start fighting.
Or in their mind, they're both sane.
Yeah, that's the problem, is that they think they're right. Yeah, but they're like, this guy's fucking crazy. But they're both saying equally crazy shit.
But that's politics, and that's people.
That's people.
It's think of it in individual one-on-one. Have you ever had a conversation with somebody where you know that no matter what you say,
of course,
it ain't gonna go in.
It doesn't. We could talk about how wet water is, and there's going to be an argument. Water's not actually wet, you know. Yeah. There's going to be an argument.
When you and I've met these people, like I dated one. It was like, it's talk to the wall.
Yeah,
it's completely useless. You're never going to find the compromise because your unwillingness, because it comes down to one thing. There's no way I'm going to prove you that you're right and I'm wrong, because that means letting go of a belief that I firmly believe because I'm so...
I've had to let go of a lot of beliefs. Yeah, I've had to let go of a lot of beliefs. And I'm like, oh, fuck, this is really how it is. Yeah. You know what I mean? I have to let go of a lot of stuff.
We evolve, we grow. It only makes sense that what I believe today, I might not believe in a few years, or it might change, or it might evolve, or it might not be as hardcore as it was. And that's okay.
I'm in an interesting spot, though, because when I got into stand-up, when I got into comedy... I knew, or at least I thought, I'd be surrounded by a lot of people who would express themselves. They're all about, let's say, freedom of speech.
Yeah.
They're all about truth, even if the truth hurts. Yeah. You know? And then I realized that a lot of people around me, not all, but a lot of people around me, were very much kind of flavor of the month mentality. What is the majority that's vocal saying? I'm going to agree with that, whether they believe in it or not.
Absolutely.
Right? I've noticed that. But you know what else I've noticed? And in the past week, because I've been talking with some other comics about it. The people who do that, though, in my industry at least, are a lot of times the least successful. Yeah. Do you know what that means? That means that public opinion, right, prefers you to be you. Even if they don't always agree with you,
100% agree.
They love the fact that, like, you know what? He's honest. He stands for something. Yeah. Example I can give you, I don't know how much you know about comedy, but Bill Burr. Okay. Bill Burr is not the most left-leaning. He's right. He's kind of like, he's in the middle, like me, right? People like him because he's fucking honest.
He's real.
He's real.
This is what I believe. What you're getting. You might disagree.
And a lot of people will disagree. A lot of people, not me, but a lot of people will disagree with a lot of what he says. But they're like, fuck, you know what? I can't knock him. I got to respect him because that's who he is. Yeah. But then there are who they're pandering. They go either super hard left or super hard right to pander to a certain side. And a lot of people
don't respect,
people
'cause it
don't
doesn't make
respect
sense.
that.
You're not consistent.
You're not consistent, and people don't respect it because they smell it on you, and it takes people a while to realize it.
Yeah.
And I've noticed this with comics locally, not all, right? There's a few, and I'm like, fuck, I know certain things that this person has said to me. I know certain things that this person has said to other people and how they've reacted in public, but the stuff they're tweeting
Is not.
the stuff. It is they
But
are
here's the
pandering.
thing.
They're
that,
not.
That shit eventually comes out.
Well, of course.
And you can never, I believe, you can never move forward by trying to play everything.
You can't.
You know,
Not just that. Also, I don't even mind playing it. My biggest thing is if you have, like, for example, my ideas are pretty vast. You can't put them in a, like, you can't fit me in a party. You can't say, oh, he's more of the liberals, he's more Democrat, he's more Republican. You can't, because I have different opinions on things. And I don't want to be locked into a system. I don't want to be locked into, oh, he's a Democrat, so now I have to agree with everything these people say. Yeah. I don't. I'm a human being. I have my own opinions. And they don't always go with whoever the fuck's in charge of that political party. But people now, if you see, no matter what happens, even when they're wrong, their party or somebody they like is wrong, they'll defend them to the death on social media. And sometimes I lose my fucking mind because they're doing doublespeak. Yeah. They're doing doublespeak. They're literally, it's like, oh, this is wrong. This person did this. You should be ashamed. You literally just did the fucking same thing a day ago, and you were, what is happening right now? Yeah. I don't know, but now, they're telling me this is what I have to believe in, so I'm going to fucking fight to this. How are we going to move forward? That's inhuman. Absolutely. It's absurd. Absolutely. It's absurd. It's completely crazy.
Well, you see, like, I always tell people that part of us where we hold on so much, and I mean, you can't grow. Like, I mean, nothing is ever set in stone. Who you are as a person constantly evolves.
Yeah, you're always changing.
And you're learning new things. I tell people, ignorance is not knowing. To me, like, if I don't know, you tell me something I don't know. I'm not ignorant. I just don't know.
Yeah.
Now, if you show me the facts, if I believe this coffee's blue, and you're like, no, Nick, look here, it's brown. And I'm like, no, it's blue. Here is like all the facts. Now I'm ignorant.
Yeah.
Now I choose through science or proof to dismiss it and be like, no, I don't care. That to me is like, and I've met people like this. No, like, I mean, here's the fucking proof. That to me is when the ignorance comes in. And these are the most dangerous people. You see it with highly religious people.
Yeah, you see it with every extreme. See it with every extreme.
That means your mindset, your belief is so set on that I will die by my word. I will take it to the very end. I will, take it to my death, what I believe. And, you know what I mean? That's why people die for stupid shit.
You know what I've seen? And the only reason why I don't call the person out on it is because he's a bit older and, his career's in this. But I've seen like political tweets from a guy who's a big leftist. And I know him. And he would tweet things like, this Republican senator or whatever should be ashamed of himself because he, made fun of a kid or he said this is insensitive. Yeah. But then not a week goes by where I'll see a tweet where he'll tweet about another right-winger and it'll be like, this motherfucker, I hope his kids get raped or whatever. So he just vile things. It's like, weren't you just fucking saying...
What I would want to do is take a picture of these two, put them one on top of the other, and say... consistency.
Yes, but you know what the problem is? Whenever I've brought stuff like that up, it's always like, oh no, you don't understand. This is what they
explain to me.
They cannot. It's like I said, it's that double think. They're saying and doing two opposite things, okay? And not realizing it. They're so deep into this indoctrination of no, this is the party I'm with, this is the group I'm with. That's how fucking Nazis work. Yeah. No, this is it. It doesn't have to make sense. It's like you realize what you're doing is not actually socialism, you're fucking killing people. No. This is it. This is what I have to do. Yeah. Same thing with communism, right? The group is on top of everything. Yeah. The group has to be. That's fucking insane. And how do you survive as an individual when you don't matter? The group matters.
Absolutely.
You know that Stalin used to fucking you heard about the clapping thing?
No.
They would say stuff again in a room, people would start clapping.
Yeah.
The first person that would stop clapping would get shot. So then after a while...
You're kidding.
After a while, people caught on, so nobody wanted to stop clapping until somebody would fucking collapse. Like, it could be hours of... That's the mindset. That's fucked up.
That's fucked up.
It is very scary when you get into the group is more important than the individual and do what the group tells you. This is how we do things here. Yeah. It's very dangerous.
And it's also easy...
to fall into that.
Everybody wants to be part of
That's
the group.
The problem.
Who's going to be the one who's going to say, this is bullshit.
Yeah, this doesn't make sense.
Which one?
Well, normally it's us. It's normally comics that do it, and now we're getting fucking castrated for it. Like people just flip it. Honestly, though, there are some extreme cases. Like there are some comedians right now on Twitter who just went completely off. Like they went super right wing, all like fucking racist stuff and this and that. Kind of, I guess in their head they think they're balancing it out.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, there's extreme left, so I'm gonna go extreme right. But it doesn't. It doesn't.
To me, if I was a comedian, it would be like, or as a person, I'm like, fuck trying to play the crowd. Just be honest with what you believe. Say what you fundamentally believe.
And you'll find your niche.
And you'll find your niche. And again, even if I say, even if people, like you said, even if people don't agree with what you say, guys, and I've said in my videos, if you don't agree with me, let me know what you think. This is what I believe works right now. But I'm not doing it because people want to hear shit.
Nobody nobody likes to be lied to.
Yeah.
And if they feel people smell it, man. You think you're
that
getting away.
shit.
You are not getting away with. Like
smell that
I've seen people on stage. Have, you could tell that they'll say certain words and it's not what they believe in, right?
Yeah.
But they're just saying it to pander, and you could feel the awkwardness in the room because people are thinking, does he think we're fucking stupid?
Yeah.
Like he even said it without genuine. Like, why? Just be your fucking self. You don't have to believe in what we believe in.
But bro,
tell us what you believe in, why you think it's funny, and 9 out of 10 times we'll laugh with you because we'll see your point of view.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to pander to me, what are you, fucking crazy? Just be you. I came here to watch you. I didn't came here to watch a projection of myself.
And the camera doesn't lie. That's one, if you're doing it on camera.
Yeah.
And two, you could feel the person's
Oh,
energy.
you feel the energy in the room. You feel the energy.
Feel it.
And I'm only speaking about stand-up because I'm talking about what I know. I'm talking about my world, my field, and I've noticed it. But it's not to shit on every comic because most comics don't do that. Most comics, the guys that I work with, are pretty spot on. You know who the fuck they are. You know what you're getting.
Yeah.
But there's a lot, man. There's a lot that are, and like I said, the success factor. They're not doing well in comedy.
Yeah,
they're not doing well.
And then they just need to create drama or something.
Oh, a lot.
To get attention. Like that's, you know what I mean? Like the person is dying. It's like, okay, look at me. What can I do? Let me tweet something here. Let me try to create something.
And I try my best to stay, for a couple of years, there's been a lot of drama that's happened on the Montreal scene that I actually only would find out about months after it would happen. Okay. I was so far removed from that.
Which is the best.
The best.
You don't want to be, like, I mean, you don't want to put your energy...
Like a shit that I'm working on.
No, that's right. I tell people, like, and I do this even with my everyday life. I stay away from drama. Friends, whatever, bro. Sorry. I lived in drama all my life. Keep it.
Unless I could fucking help you. You need some advice or you need... If I can't fucking help you, what am I going to jump in on here and go fucking get depressed, get sad, get angry? Over what? Fuck off.
And it's fucked up, but people also feed off that.
People do.
They need that.
They need that.
For certain people, like, and I've had friends in the past and whatever, drama keeps them alive. Drama creates life. Oh my God, I'm fighting. I'm doing something. I'm getting attention. I'm feeding off something because without it, there's nothing happening in my life. I'm not happy, so let me create something to at least feel alive. It's like an addiction.
I've learned that you need the yin and the yang to your life. That's why, because you're talking about relationships. That's why I think I go well with my girlfriend, because I have to be in public, because that's what I do.
Yeah.
The job is public, okay? But I don't, like, I never had a goal to be famous.
Okay.
I want to be successful in writing shows and in comedy and podcast, but I do not want not being able to walk in the street. I don't care about, that's not, I've never wanted that. To me, that's frustrating.
Yeah.
You know, I want to go where the fuck I want, you know?
Yeah.
So I never want that, and I don't think I'm going to get it because you have to be at a certain... Well...
I'm going to tell you why. I think it's in your destiny.
I hope it's not... I hope success at a big pit is in there, but not the whole cameras flashing thing.
But sometimes, like, I mean, sorry, I'm cutting you off. Sometimes, like, life has a plan for you.
Yeah, I noticed that this month. You know some of the stuff that we're not talking about publicly here. We're going to announce it in a month. It's fucking weird the way the universe works.
And you know what? Like I said before, the universe, people ask me, the laws of attraction, it's spirit and matter combined. That means I ask the universe and I work towards it, right? I ask, but I'm putting all the time and effort and I see it. So, and sometimes, whether you want it or not, success will happen because you continuously work hard and every door opens another door that opens another door, and then you're out of the blues. It's like, poof, this huge door opens and you're like, shit. And you're going to walk through it without even knowing, because all your years of hard work is practice, is preparation for the big day. And I tell people, that's why I tell people, don't wait to be perfect at something. Start it now and get good as you're doing it. And when the time comes, you've practiced it. You've gotten better. I look at my YouTube videos from 7 years ago to today. I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking when I was filming this? But I look back, I was going to erase them. I'm like, no, that's part of my evolution and who I've grown as a person. Not only in terms of on YouTube, but my personal life, my beliefs. And I look back, I'm like, wow, man. Like, I mean, you can see the first video, I was insecure. I was trying to be tough and how I'm talking, and I'm completely different today. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I see like something so big that's going to happen.
There's a lot of stuff at play right now. I've been pretty lucky the past 2 months or something. I'll tell you a bit more.
I don't believe in luck.
Camera. Yeah, I don't know. I see it as luck.
No, it's not luck. It's not luck. It's years of hard. I don't believe in luck.
Look, I have been working hard for years.
Yeah, luck. Sorry, luck. I'm cutting you off. Luck would be you're walking down the street. Hey, man, do you want your own show? That would be luck.
Yeah. Okay.
But if you work 10 years, that means. Like, I mean, I opened my personal training business. People say, wow, you're doing so well. It's not luck. I fucking spent 5 years in a gym working for free. I don't like to think like that.
I have put in the work. This is correct. I have put in the work. It's just there's certain things that are at play right now that are just so much bigger than I had expected. And it's a little surreal, you know?
Yeah.
So you're always trying to go to, but going back to what I was saying with the fame thing, why I think it works with her, because we're talking about relationship, the yin and the yang. So my girlfriend's not a public person. Okay. And she can also, and she does this a lot, she could forget that she has a cell phone. She could leave it at home, we'll go do stuff, but hours or days sometimes, right? And she doesn't give a fuck. And I'm like, my God, I need this, right? Because then when it comes time to have a vacation, she's the person who will really put me on vacation.
Disconnect you.
She's like, no, maybe you could have this for an hour a day. That's it. You don't need it. You know, you're not working right now. But it's hard to find now because most people I know who are not even in the public, most of the stuff I post, 95% of the stuff I post is all videos, comedy related. It's rare now that I'll just go on Facebook and update a status, unless something important, unless there's like a kid missing and I'll share it. It's rare now for me to put my opinion anymore because I'm running around. I'll just share things if they're ready for me. So I have to do it for work. But a lot of people are as stuck on social media, on networking, on YouTube, as much as I am, if not more, with no actual career agenda in it. It's just what I'm...
But here's what it is. And it's I tell people, it's a fake life.
Yep.
I've known people who take... It's fun. I blocked a couple of people on Facebook lately.
You have to.
Right? And they got mad. You know, I'm going to say it on fucking... I blocked my aunt. Right? And she got mad. I'm like, why are you mad? Like, and I blocked a friend. Why are you mad that I blocked you? Like, I mean, if I blocked you, there's a reason. And if you're mad, it's because you know you've done something to piss me off, and it's kind of like a control thing. How dare you block me?
Or they're mad because they honestly do not understand why they're being fucking annoying or something.
Yeah, because here's the thing, and I tell people, social media is a fake life.
Yeah.
I'm so miserable in my life that I create an illusion life.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. I'm on the beach. I'm with my boyfriend. I'm with my girlfriend. I love you. And I realized, wow. And I did that too, because I wasn't happy, but I wanted to show everybody I was happy. Showing people I was happy was more important than me actually being happy.
Not me. It's always being happy. And if I could show it, then I'll show it.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm going to go to Greece. I'm going to post pictures and videos of Greece because I want people to experience what I'm experiencing, like Sadorin and stuff like that. But I'm not doing it to be like, hey, look how happy I am.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about that because I stopped caring about what people think I'm doing. Yeah. You know what I mean? I stopped caring about
But some people take this life
seriously.
They make it real.
I have friends like that, mostly girls actually, that they live through it. They live through Instagram mostly.
Instagram, yeah.
And I always kind of like, fuck, man, you're videotaping stuff that I understand. You're always recording in public. Like you're not stopping. You're always recording. It's not like a 1 video a day thing. It's a 9 a day.
And what are you putting?
Nothing.
Nothing. Garbage. Hey, I'm in the bathroom. Hey, I'm doing...
Why don't you put some fucking jokes in there, man? Why don't you make people laugh?
Put something of value. But here's the thing. They have nothing of value. And it's not a bad thing. But like people put just look, but today anybody could be famous.
I put everything I post that's like comedy related, this and that. The second I get one like, I'm like, mission accomplished. It's true. That's it. I put something out there. Somebody liked it.
I'm gonna tell you.
Somebody fucking if somebody liked it, I'm like, mission accomplished. The goal is over. You know, that's all I needed. Somebody liked it. That means that I've accomplished something. It's done. I don't need fucking, oh, are you going to get to 8,000 likes? Are you going to get to this? What does it matter? The job is already done.
Yeah.
If I'm thirsty, right, I drink a bit of water till I'm not thirsty. I don't need to buy fucking 8 liters of water and have them around me and hold them.
Yeah.
Fuck it, I drank what I needed. That's it.
That's it.
Job done.
I went to a restaurant, and this girl recognized me from YouTube.
That's fine.
And she's like, "Oh, you're the YouTube guy, this and that, blah blah blah."
Please fight me.
She goes up to me. I have like over 10,000 followers on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram.
Is it ass pics all the?
I'm like, okay. So she puts her Instagram account, and it's just her in a G-string.
Yep.
Her sitting on a chair. And I'm like, okay. So what am I looking at? She goes, it's just me.
It's just, is it just you or is it you in that ass?
And I'm like, it's colo,
ass,
ass,
yeah.
boobs, colo, sitting on a chair, sitting with the legs open. I'm like, wow. And I'm like, what do you want me to follow? Like, what am I following?
But it also shows how interesting we are as people. You know why? Because a girl with 10,000 followers, where 95% of her pics are asses, she can post a box of donuts, and she will get 1 million likes, and I could post the best joke of the week, and I'll get 2. Do you know what I mean? So there's power in that, right?
Absolutely.
The only thing is, if Instagram would go away, do you not exist anymore? Because their whole being is that.
But they get
right.
That's why then they get depressed.
It's not because it's not an extra.
No.
Like to me, the marketing and the social media, to me, it's an extra.
Absolutely.
Like if Instagram stops working, I was like, okay, Instagram stopped working.
Big deal.
My life is my whole career is not dependent on fucking Instagram, right? Live shows, that's all my career's circling around. So them though, these Instagram models, if Instagram goes down. Yeah. They're not going to be Twitter models. It doesn't work in that platform.
No.
They're not going to be Facebook. Nobody. So does that mean your whole thing is over?
For most, yeah,
it's fucking interesting.
Because that's all they have. They have nothing of value to give. Like, how many pictures of your ass can I see? And like everybody wants to be famous, so they'll do anything to be famous. And I look at some of these YouTubers. What happens with them, right? A lot of these guys who vlog stupid shit that happens during their day. One of the vloggers, can't remember his name. It was somebody who sent it to me. He's like, well, guys, I'm exhausted. I don't know what to vlog about anymore. I'm taking a break. Yeah, because you got to create something stupid every day in your life. Not every day something funny or stupid or dumb. There's only so many pranks you could do. There's only more dumber you can get than the next guy to get attention. But everybody wants to be famous. And what happens is then they do whatever they can to hold on that little fame they have, because the reality is they're not giving anything of value.
Yeah.
They're just doing stupid shit. Look at Paul Logan. He went to the suicide thing. What a fucking idiot. Then they made a video. I'm sorry. No, you're a fucking moron. I don't believe that shit. You're a fucking moron to see a dead person hanging off a tree and not be like, oh my God, what did I just see, guys? Okay, turn off the... Or let's say you decided to keep the camera on. Talk about the effects of... For you to have to make a video and somebody probably coach you and tell you to go say I'm sorry and not realize at that moment just says how fucking stupid you really are in the core of who you are. And it says your 10 million followers who like you and follow you are fucking idiots with zero substance for me to follow a fucking clown like that.
Yeah.
It says everything about ourselves as a society. And somebody had told me, like, look at who's following you, because you're also going to find out what kind of people you're attracting through your message. And it's important to me who is following me as well, because who's following me is a mirror of who I am as a person at this moment in my life. So when I see this fucking guy without a fucking 2 cents to give a positive message, even if he decided to film and then take it down and say he's sorry and this and that, and then come back and talk about it, and I could tell you was coached and trying to be sincere and I'm really sorry about what I did. No, you're a fucking moron for you to even need somebody to tell you that.
Because you had to go film, edit the video. You went through a whole process where you still thought it was cool.
Yeah.
Have you noticed, by the way, because of what you said, have you noticed what your big demographic is?
Countries in terms of...
No, people.
25 to 45.
Male and female?
70% male.
70% male. Okay. I have it's kind of split. Depends on if I go on Instagram or on YouTube videos, this and that, and I look at shows. But you know who I'm very popular with, which is very interesting. Middle-aged women.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why I think that is. Because middle-aged women, right? A bit older, because they've actually lived. Okay. So they've seen some shit. You know what I mean? They're not kids, but they're still young. You know, and they're more like, okay, I'm gonna laugh at this. I understand what life is. I could roll with the punches.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas a bit younger, if you go in that demographic, they get offended very easily.
Yeah.
And like, fuck this guy. But all the people that actually had a life and they've seen what they're like, I have other shit to be upset about.
Absolutely.
This is not what I have to. That's what I noticed, because I was like, why is it that these are the people? Because they could think they've been through life. They know what a joke is.
Yeah, they know what a joke
it's like,
is.
This is a fucking joke. Because at first I didn't get it. I was like, I don't get why at the shows I get a lot of this and online. And I was like, how? What? I would think that they'd be so offended. It's like, no, we're fucking smarter than that.
It's your beautiful long hair, bro.
That's what it is. I bring them back. I bring them back in time.
The chicks are like,
I bring them back in time.
It's
not. Honestly, it's not even sexual. It's 100%. I think, because the stuff to laugh at. I think it is because they've lived, and they're like, yeah, why would I get offended? This is a fucking joke.
Absolutely.
He made me laugh at my kids or about life, this and that. Obviously, what am I'm gonna get offended?
But
get the fuck out of here! Like, I got bills to pay. I got a life to live.
That's what it is.
You know what? They're real people. They weren't handed shit. They had to work.
They had to work. And you know what? I think as you get older, I think for myself is I don't sweat the small stuff. I don't have the energy. If you fucking said a bad joke, to sit there and write to you and call you, what did you say? Are you fucking kidding me? I have such a busy life. I don't have time to worry about like a bad joke or what you wrote or what you said. And when you have the time to do that, when I get these, man, I'm like, really, man? You spent an hour writing me a message this long about how I'm a fucking loser? It's like, thanks. I don't even read it. I'm like, okay, delete. I don't give a fuck.
I haven't received a long-winded thing in a very long time.
Oh, I've gotten them. So many of them I get. Well, no, like, I mean, I have a 10% dislike on my channel, because you can see how many people dislike. And I'm like, 10 dislike is like,
that's
it's good.
Very acceptable.
It's very good. Yeah, I mean, and it's funny because sometimes people throw that word hater around. And it makes me laugh because at one point I made a video about...
Not everybody's a hater.
Yeah.
Some people just disagree. I don't mind.
Yeah.
You could click dislike or whatever. I don't give a shit. That's your opinion. Like, why would I get mad at you?
Yeah.
I have my opinions. You're going to fucking have yours. What I hate is just I had a video that I put on this just thing, you know, that little news thing that we do. And it's mostly likes except for one dislike. And then this guy made comments about Macedonia. And he's saying racist stuff about Greeks.
Okay.
He's like, oh, you're a bunch of monkeys. You look African, this and that. And he's just saying racist stuff about Greeks. And what I've noticed about YouTube's algorithm is that I could see the comments. I didn't flag them. I left them there. I even liked his comments.
Yeah.
I left them there. But other people, they look at it in the account. Not everybody can see his comments.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So it's very interesting. I don't know if it was I didn't flag it. So what got YouTube to block it from certain people's...
Wow, I don't know.
Because he didn't swear. He didn't say fuck or anything like that. It was also broken English.
Wow.
It's interesting though, huh?
Who knows, man? I mean, there's so much code, so much shit behind, and they're changing everything so fast. Like, I was talking to my manager in LA, and my channel has taken a hit. And one of the reasons why is because of the word fight analysis.
So it won't go up on people's feeds. It's happening to my channel too. They're fucking around a lot with dumb, because
think about it. They're controlling media.
This just thing, okay, it's a parody on the news. So we're talking about current events.
Yeah.
So the problem is some of the stuff, some of the keywords, some of the stuff we're talking about is Nazi, Trump, porn, whatever's happening.
Those are the keywords?
On certain so I've noticed certain videos that are fucking good videos, right? I'll put the clips up and the clips will get a lot of likes on Instagram or where the fuck. And then I'll have a dip on YouTube. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? How are people enjoying the small and they're not going to watch the whole thing like they used to, you know what's going on? And then I'm looking and it's always the videos that we think are better. They're a lot funnier, but they're touching on a lot more touchy subjects.
Yeah, because
they don't get pushed.
What happens is when you put your keywords, if you put Trump, politics, Nazis, those keywords come in. And there's probably an algorithm of how low they are, and boom, and the video's not shown.
There's something called, I found out about recently that social media sites do, YouTube. It's called shadow blocking.
Shadow blocking, yes.
You heard about this?
Yeah.
So instead of them actively blocking you, because then you could see it and complain, they shadow block you, which means that people will not see your content. Let's say it's on YouTube, even though they're searching for your specific video. Let's say if they're not already following you, it won't come up easy. They'll make it difficult for them. Same thing with tweets. They do it on Twitter so people can't find your profile, can't do this.
Think about it. They're controlling the media.
Yeah, they're
it's like,
controlling
okay, all we need to do now to not really show what's going on in the world, because now I could take my phone and be like, okay, this is what's really happening in Syria and upload it on YouTube. On YouTube, no, you can't see that anymore.
And for me, it's a huge problem because I do not agree with whatever the mainstream says. I have my own opinions.
But that's why what a lot of YouTubers are doing now, and that's what basically I'm going to be doing, is I'm creating my own platform through my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I mean, through my website. I'm going to have my own content, my own video. Fuck them. I'm still going to make videos on YouTube, but the real content is going to be my own content on my platform. I can say whatever the fuck I want to say. You want, go to my website and see my videos. And I don't give a shit anymore about, the couple of $100 that YouTube gives me now, when they used to give me thousands. Fuck you.
Oh, and they've been fucking me, especially this month. They've been fucking me out of views, which pisses me off. They're not, because you have your views that you get, and you have the watch time. And they put these new rules on watch time per year, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I need some banging interviews to come out so I could get the watch time hours up. Because it shouldn't be that hard because my podcast is over an hour.
Yeah.
So I had Robert Sheehan on last episode.
Okay.
And he's a big fucking actor. So I'm getting a lot of...
That's true, yeah.
I'm getting a lot of... And they're not converting the time watched to my stats.
Wow. Well, probably
they're fucking me out of a couple of 100 hours, but a couple of 100 hours is important because you have to have 4,000 hours watched a year.
Okay.
For monetization. So
is it monetize your channel right now?
No, it's partnered, and I'm missing the 4,000 hours.
4,000, okay. See, I get about 1 million views a month.
So you passed the 4,000 hours. You're good.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I forgot my watch.
But I don't upload, because the clips that we upload very consistently are the news shows, but they're small. They're like 10 minutes long. So even if people watch it, that's 10 minutes.
Yeah.
On the grand scale, it doesn't count. The big meat and potatoes is trying to convert people from listening to the podcast audio and going to YouTube. Now, depending on who the guest is and what's going on, a lot of people where they are, they're not going to watch on YouTube because most people like to listen to podcasts on the go, in the kitchen, when they're doing stuff. So like I already have it on fucking iTunes or whatever thing I use. I don't need to watch it, So it's hard to convert them, first of all. And then when I do convert them, and like now, Sheehan has so many followers, he's got fan clubs, right? To not give me my hours, don't fuck me. Don't fuck. I'm trying to play your game. Don't fuck me.
But here's the thing. Somebody asked me what I think of YouTube, and it's like they changed their algorithm, and I compare it to, you going into work and not knowing what your job description is.
100% that, yeah.
It's like, why do I have to figure it out? Send a message, say, guys, this year, our algorithm is changing, and this is what it is. We need longer videos, this. All right, let us adapt. Why do we have to figure it out? Right? Why do I have to continuously try? And my manager was telling me something else. Let's say you have a video. Like I have a few older videos where I'm swearing and they're more ghetto. He goes, those few videos can fuck up your whole channel.
Yep.
So if you made a video on Nazis or whatever political, they're going to take your whole channel as like a political channel or whatever and like shadow ban you. And I compare it to building the best restaurant, like next to the highway, that nobody's ever going to see because, they don't build a road next to it. So you might have the best food, the best everything, the best content. If you're not pushing me, ain't nobody going to walk in the store. It's the same thing with my channel. I can make the best content. I got camera crews.
Nobody knows it's there.
Nobody knows it's there. Nobody's sharing the video. They're not suggesting the video. They have full control monopoly of what they do. And we need to evolve with that. And what I do is like, fuck it. I'm building a website. I'm changing my YouTube channel, the things I'm doing, and I'm promoting my website. Fuck it. I don't need what they're giving me anymore. And that's what I'm going to use my YouTube channel for. So, and again, that's also part of the game that evolves and changes. And who knows, maybe in a year, my income's going to go back up and they're going to start boosting my channels again.
You know what you should look into? Patreon.
Yeah, it's...
Because I have comedian buddies who actually make a lot of money. Their podcasts are big, though. They're way bigger than mine. They're huge. And they make a lot of money. They tell me, dude, if I could stop everything if I wanted to and just live off my podcast because of Patreon. Like a couple $1,000s a month, like $6,000 a month they'll make. Because it's all regular people that give you money. People that like your stuff. So my future might be, you don't know, if it continues, like especially with the thing I have, the announcement next month and all that, if the show gets big and I get a lot of followers and doing this and that, I might just keep doing all the free stuff that I do now, keep that free and keep giving it to people. But I might start a Patreon and offer exclusive stuff for the new shows that I'm working on, because we have a lot of cool shit we're working on that they're pretty big, and have them just for patrons. So you're paying $1 a month, $5, whatever the hell you're giving. You're giving $5 a month to have access to those videos, right? So you're the sponsor. So I'm making stuff for you. For you, You like it. It's up to you. And $5 a month
and
for
you have control of it.
I have control. And not just that. When I say something that somebody who doesn't like me is offended by, what the fuck do I care? You're not paying for it. The people who are paying for it like it. You want to go after my sponsors, the regular people that pay for it? Sure, go convince them not to fucking pay for something they like. Go fuck yourself. You know? Go fuck yourself at that point. And for a lot of people, they're willing, from the research I've done, and not just from the buddies who have already done it, but just me just asking around, are more willing to pay, and they know they're guaranteed a month they're going to get X amount of videos with this type of content. They're more willing to pay that than fucking get just the free stuff that at any moment can go offline because it's... Like, no, I'd rather give you $5 a month, right? Because it adds up. $2 a month. Whatever.
But you know what?
I'd rather give you that money, and you're creating an art that I like. I'm paying for something that I like, you know, instead of me letting it go into the ether. You're depending on sponsors.
I'm doing the same thing. I'm stopping that. It's like I want to have control and not depend on somebody else who's going to tell me how I can do things or not do and dictate. I have videos that got demonetized when I'm teaching people self-defense against a bully.
Dude, Sam Roberts was talking about on Twitter a few days ago. He's a Sirius XM host, and he loves wrestling. He does a wrestling podcast. He does YouTube videos. He goes live. He does a lot of stuff, but he's not extremist or not. A wrestling video that he did, an interview with some wrestlers, was flagged. It was taken down. He was reported or something. He couldn't go live anymore. Like, he had a strike against him for nothing. He didn't do anything. He's like, what was there a word that I sent in the fucking interview? What happened? And as of yesterday, when I was looking at the update, they hadn't told him what guideline he failed or what. But it was just random. It was just arbitrary. Like, I don't like this guy. Fuck it.
Boom, that's it.
But it fucks with his money because he's got thousands of people that tune in live when he's on. Like that. Like he has a big platform there. You're fucking with the guy's money.
Absolutely.
You're fucking with also his company, right? Because technically his brand is him.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
For no reason. It's different if he went on there, started fucking, I don't know, saying let's fucking kill children, or I don't know, something crazy.
Yeah.
That's a different story. But that's not what was going on. He's talking to entertainers.
Yeah.
And it's an interview. It's like me interviewing you now. You're talking about fitness, and then somebody's like, you know what? Fuck fitness.
Fuck fitness. Yeah.
These guys are blocked now.
No, but
So
I'm telling you,
crazy.
I look at my videos and I have to manually. Somebody manually, my manager told me, looks at them. Yeah. Right? So, and
what happens is after you get a flag, sometimes the algorithm makes it so that the AI flags you. But this is what they say, in order to actually give you a strike and to take your video down or whatever, it has to be manually reviewed by a person. Yeah. So if it's that's why I'm saying Sam Roberts is the best example. If you're telling me it's manually reviewed by a person,
one of my videos.
You're telling me a person reviewed a video that had nothing wrong with it and still said block it. And that's fucking. Then what's the point?
I could show you. It's a self-defense against a bully. All I'm teaching is how to defend yourself against a bully.
The problem is you said bully, and that's offensive.
That's fucked up.
It's crazy.
We're trying to move forward. Don't say the word bully. That's bad. Don't say the word fight.
It's all crazy. What about these kids? So you saw the march that they were doing, the survivors of the shooting. So did you see that one girl, the one that's super emotional with the shaved head?
Yeah.
So she's the one that's getting good attention because she's you feel her, when she's talking. You're like, oh yeah, let's fucking change something. Look at her. But then there was a video of her. She was talking to these people and she started crying and she started screaming about how she was one of the people that bullied this guy since middle school, and then said, oh, but you didn't know him like we did. You wouldn't tell us not to bully him. He's like, what are you fucking saying?
It doesn't make any sense.
You're the same person that was going against the guns because everybody was in agreement. All the guns killed these kids. But now you're saying that you were one of the reasons why this guy fucking flipped out and started. Then you're like, oh, but you don't know how fucked up he was. We had to bully him. Oh, is that what we're teaching? I thought we were supposed to be teaching acceptance and this and that.
It's I bullied him. He shot everybody, but you don't understand why I bullied him.
Yeah, but it's this double standard of everybody. We're supposed to accept everybody, unless they're this guy that I don't like. Then fuck him. Let's fuck it. And I'm not trying to defend the guy. Yeah. The guy's still a fucking asshole. He just fuck you. I don't care if you're bullied. I don't care what the problem is. You don't go shooting innocent fucking people.
Think for a moment. How much this kid sustained abuse. Mental.
Well, apparently
abuse.
He was super ostracized. It wasn't like people didn't like him. It was completely ostracized. He was that fucking weird kid, And I asked the parent who was against what I was saying. A friend of mine who's a parent was against what I was saying. He's like, oh no, you can't blame the people who bullied him or whatever. What if the kid was fucking weird? I go, even if the kid was just your kid. If your kid one day is the smelly kid, let's say something happens, your kid gets bullied, he's pushed. How the fuck would you feel if your kid was ostracized in the corner? And also, it's a fucking kid. You don't know how his brain's gonna develop. You don't know what the fuck that kid's gonna do. That kid might be weird and awkward because he's fucked, and then he goes around fucking shooting or stabbing people. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm completely against what the kid did.
I agree.
But dude, you gotta analyze this shit. If
and here's the question: what happens at home as well?
Yeah.
Is he bullied at home? Is he abused at home?
You don't know.
He goes to school. He's abused. Then he comes home. Does his father beat him? Is his mother?
This kid didn't have parents or something. Or he had adopted. I don't know. This kid didn't have the easiest to fucking life. And again, I'm not defending this fucking kid because there is no excuse. It's the same thing like you said. If somebody doesn't agree with your points, there's no excuse for not agreeing with your points and then trying to hit you.
Yeah.
Same thing with him. I don't care how much you were bullied. There's no excuse for you to go fucking shoot up the school.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I agree.
No fucking excuse. But at the same time, if we really want to make things better and talk about these, let's talk about all the situations that happened, right? They all had a couple of stuff in common. We talk about guns that were used. Okay. Now, they all had guns. That's one thing they had in common. You know what else they had in common? They were all bullied, ostracized fucking teens. So
and a lot of them had mental issues.
Exactly. So what led these fucking kids?
Which makes sense. You're gonna have mental issues if you're ostracized, if you're picked on, if you're bullied on, insecurity. You know who knows?
So let's talk about everything. I wanna. That's why I want to talk about the subject. I feel like there's more to it than just the gun made him do it. Really, what led him to that, right? And let's talk about as a society. We fucked up. We as a society, somewhere myself, I bullied people.
Yeah.
We have fucked up. There's somewhere along the line where we did something wrong. Maybe it was the participation trophies. Maybe it was teaching kids that there are no consequences. You're always a winner. You always
absolutely.
Maybe that contributes to the fact that nothing really matters. I could do anything. I'm still gonna win in the end. Or what? Maybe it could be that. I don't know. I'm not saying it is, but we clearly fucked up somewhere in the 80s, somewhere. And that we've had these generations of fucking kids who are either so entitled, right? That I have to win. No matter what I do, I have to win. That's what they taught me. It doesn't matter if I lose, I still win, right? And also these kids that are so fucking mean, right? That they don't have that empathy in them to understand that, shit, man, you're going too deep. You're cutting too deep.
Kids are unable to express themselves.
Yeah.
Anger, rage, or sad, whatever it is, to be like, I'm not happy. Like, why is and it's like the kids, I put you in a corner and I beat you and I push you and there's going to be a point you're going to hit back. And when you do,
it could be
all that rage and trust me, I was bullied like crazy. I know. I used to wear braces with the headgear. Kids would smack me. I went through a lot of bullying. And my sister, more than anybody I know, because she was born with kind of like, she had a 8-hour plastic surgery. They stitched her mouth. Yeah, that broken. Like, I mean, she was born like with, like kind of deformation, whatever. I don't like getting too much into it. She was bullied. Kids would get in line and call her a cow and go moo at her. And I remember,
that's terrible.
That's why I'm so sensitive to this shit. I go crazy. And I could imagine if my sister, would fucking snap and do something stupid like that, I would be like, I would have thought like, wow. They really, like, I saw my sister beat up a girl one time. My sister was the most quiet, she in the standards of saying a nerd, you know what I mean? Yeah. She was quiet, introvert. She was wearing braces. She was, like I said, she had an 8-hour constructive surgery. So it tells you how she was before. And this girl always bullied her. Always a bully. You're a cow. You're ugly. You're stupid. Here in Park X on Wiseman, right here.
I believe it, man.
And one day, she's holding the groceries, me and my sister, and she just snapped, drops the bag, and this is the most passive person you'll ever meet.
But beat the shit out of her.
Bang, blood everywhere, beats the I sat there. My sister beat the fuck out of her blood. She started crying. We got home. She was shaking. She couldn't believe she lost.
So here's the thing. So why is it that right now the group mentality is winning? Like, you have to be part of a group. If you're part of this group, you're fine. When in the end, we realize that no matter how you try to fit people in groups, everybody's an individual. They're all different. It should be teaching kids and people, right, that acceptance of everybody, even when they think differently of you, when they look differently, that's the goal. Not you're either with me, or if you're not with this group, you're against me completely. Because that mentality, again, you didn't know him how we knew him. If you did, you would have bullied him too. You could be right. He could have been a fucking prick. He could have been the biggest piece of shit in school, or he could have been weird. But
normally these bullies are mostly introverts. They're a little bit in their own world.
Yeah, maybe he
they're
wasn't.
They're not the bully.
Yeah, maybe he wasn't. What I'm saying is maybe he was weird in another way. I'm not.
Yeah.
I wasn't in the school.
Yeah.
And maybe they did have an excuse. Like, you're a kid too. Kids are fucking cruel. I was a mean kid, and I was bullied. I did both. I've been bullied. That's how kids are.
Here's
That's
the thing. We've all been a bully. We've all been bullied, and we're never gonna erase this. This
but
will
I've
be forever.
never been to the extreme point of thinking about suicide, of thinking about killing other people. I've never gone to that level. But there were people in my school. I remember one girl who tried to commit suicide. There are people who take it differently. There are people, people are different.
Some people are stronger than others, man.
So what I'm saying is I don't think it's right to go out there in public and say things like that. Because now what she said, for example, then are you saying that you just made it okay for another kid in another school to be like, oh, you heard what she said? Yeah. This guy might be a fucking shooter. This fucking weirdo. Yeah. Fuck you, bro. You better not come in here and shoot the school and just fuck. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Why don't we just talk about, no, fuck your groups. I don't care what political beliefs the kid's family has. I don't give a shit. Let's try and find common ground and fucking coexist.
But it's here's the thing. It's like trying to eliminate racism. It's always
there.
And will always bullying.
But
will always
you know what?
happen.
When you address it, when you say, look, fucking, when you address it, you can move forward. If you try to pretend it's not there, like if we try to pretend right now that the kid being bullied had no factor. In the way we're lying to ourselves. Eliminate every gun off the planet. Eliminate every gun off the planet. You think that somebody that gets to the point is not going to use a knife, is not going to use fists? What are we going to do?
You
We're
know what
going
they do in
to
the
ban straws.
UK?
What are we going to do?
Because they don't have guns. They do acid attacks.
Yeah, I saw that.
Acid. That means when you have the intent, like in China, I posted a video. The guy had a fucking axe.
And he went nuts.
People grab knives. If I have the intent to do damage,
I'll find a way to do damage.
I'll find a way to do it. The only problem is that when you can get your hands on a gun, you're doing a lot more damage
instantly,
a lot quicker.
Yeah, I understand that, and I've even said too that there is common ground for the Second Amendment. For example, the background checks I think are an important thing,
very important.
Thorough, but also the age thing. It does make sense to me, to put it to 21, especially in states where you can't drink before 21, but you could buy a gun. So to me, that's wacky.
Absolutely.
But
you can't get in a club, but I could buy a gun.
But the reason why I don't want to focus too much on that is because I always feel like then I'm throwing away I like to look at it scientifically, chicken or the egg thing, right? And I go, I don't believe, as a conscious person, I do not believe that him getting the gun I believe that he got the gun because there was a phase one. Something led to him wanting to get the gun to go there. And what I want to tackle is that's something.
But then you got to tackle.
How the fuck am I going to tackle that and then figure, okay, this here, how am I going to stop this from fucking happening at another goddamn school?
Yeah. Stop the bullying.
Because we could do this in parallel with the gun thing. You could talk about the guns. You don't have to do one or the other.
How did he get a gun? Who sold him the gun? Who gave him the gun? Who did the background check? This to me.
But here's, I think, there was a lot of failure in this. There was also failure from the FBI. There was a lot because the local police got calls about him. There was complaints to the FBI that he was saying he's going to be the next school shooter, like on YouTube or whatever. There was people. Nobody took it seriously. So the failure here, the law failed the people. The law failed, but the people who are now going out there and saying ban guns don't want to talk about it. But they do not want to blame.
The way the law works, you can't arrest somebody on the presumption that he's going to do something.
No, but you know what you could do? You could put, if they're allowed, if he's saying that he's going to shoot up a school, they could have flagged him so that he can't get fucking weapons.
You're right.
But nobody took it seriously.
That's like going to the airport saying a bomb.
Yeah.
Same thing.
I'm fucked.
If somebody says in a school, like start with that, I'm going to shoot somebody, or anybody hears about it, that person should be taken out of the school right away, brought to obviously not prison, but some kind of house arrest, authority. The parents should
figure out what the fuck's going on. Does he have weapons? Does he stop
psychology? Check the house, check the parents. What's going on?
The deputies that were on site that were supposed to protect the kids, you heard about this, right? They were too scared to go into school during the shooting. They didn't go in. The only people that had guns that were supposed to have fucking guns didn't want to go in there. They could have reduced the body count, but they were scared. But again, the law failed them. The actual fucking FBI, the people who were supposed to be on this failed, the people there. But the first thing they want to do is tackle one of the hardest things, which is going up against the NRA, which the only way you win with big things like that is you go incremental. Yeah, you have to go slowly.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't go head on.
No, yeah.
Because what happens head on is like, oh, you want to go head on? I've got crazy resources. I've got this.
You'll never beat me.
You'll never beat me.
It's got to be like, okay, let's change it to 21.
Yeah, you have to do incremental.
And
I'm not saying, oh, people shouldn't have guns, this and that. Yeah. That's not what I'm saying at all. Especially responsible adults. I believe in the Second Amendment. But I also believe that times are different now.
Yeah.
There's a lot more. There's a lot more people out there. Yeah. There's 350 million people in the States, right?
You gotta remember,
not all of them should fucking. They have the right to carry a gun, but are they all fucking really qualified to have a gun?
Here's the thing: depression is up, anxiety is up. Oh, so we have more medicated people than ever.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: I get a gun at 21. Right? I have my gun. I'm good. 25, 28, 30. I have my gun. I'm responsible. I get home one day. My wife leaves me. I get divorced. I still have that gun.
Yeah, something happens.
I snap at 30.
Okay. Well, look.
Like, I mean, you...
Statistically, 90-something, but the huge majority of people that have guns are fine.
Are fine.
You know what I mean? So you can't... Again, that's why I'm not putting the gun being the egg, like it's hatching. No, it's not the case. However, with this many people, we're not in villages anymore. We're not in little towns.
That's it.
The background check thing, like actual...
And it's not shotguns, semi-automatics. It's fucking like...
But not even that, because the burst... It's like anything, even a fucking pistol.
Even a pistol.
Anything, because what's the difference? Whether I kill 15 people or 2 people, you're still going to... Somebody's going to lose their fucking life over nothing.
But it's still, when you can get your hands on, like, military weapons or, like, semi-automatics, where you know, like, with one I could do 6 shots and one I'll do, like, 20... You're still like, you know, and you're fucking loaded and you're ready to go.
I don't know if it's 20. I think it might be 15 round. It's still, but everything now, even everything now is semi-automatic. Technically, what it means, right? None of them are manual. They're not. They're not pulling the back and doing it, right? That's why I'm saying the terms too that they're using are too aggressive. Because if they're saying like, oh, ban all semi-automatic, they don't know what that means. So that's why then the NRA gets defense like, whoa, that also includes this type of handgun. Or, you know what I mean? So they're not actively, it's like they're just trying to start an argument, but they're not looking for reasonable, because I think it's 100% reasonable to ask for the age to be raised up. Be like, no, it's still a right, but just like how you're not giving it to a 10-year-old infant, we believe that this should be, you know what I mean? You could still have incremental victories and get to a place where people are safer and happier and try to figure out what's going on with these schools and these kids, but they're not. Everybody's looking for a fight. Yeah. You have to ban all guns. You're fucking hippies.
Who's responsible of what happened? Is there anybody accountable?
Well, you know who is accountable, but nobody. But he's not being held accountable because you never talk about it. The fucking shooter. How the fuck come in every speech nobody's blaming the shooter? I've heard everybody.
But to me, accountability would be who gave him the gun,
who sold him the gun,
who sold him the gun.
Well, if he bought it, I think he bought it legally.
Was the background check done properly?
Yeah, but he didn't have anything. That's what I'm saying is he wasn't flagged.
But like, so he went there and he just bought a gun that easy.
I can't tell you the details because I'd be lying to you. If I remember correctly, I think the other fucked up thing is that he bought his shit legally.
Wow.
That's the other fucked up thing. So that's why I'm saying if the law had done their part, the second he starts talking about, I'm going to be the next school shooter, and people call the FBI, I think they got 29 calls.
What is the legal age to get a gun in the States?
It depends on the state. I think in Florida it's 18.
Okay.
But you have to be 21 to drink.
See, like, make it 25. Nobody's gonna go back to school and try to find this bully and shoot him. I mean, it sounds stupid, but
look, they could. That's what I'm saying is they could come to an agreement if both sides are reasonable, but they're not.
They're not. Yeah.
They're just looking for a spectacle.
Yeah.
That's why I say I don't believe people care anymore.
Yeah.
Because if you really cared, like if I really cared about a subject, I'd be like, okay, listen, I'm not gonna. How can we find a compromise?
Yeah.
This is what I think needs. What do you think? I don't want to step on your toes. I understand what you try to find a compromise, but they're not trying to find. That's what bothers me is that they like the show. They're if you don't want to eliminate guns, you support kids getting murdered or what are you fucking talking about? Yeah. The second you say that to people, of course they're gonna be like, fuck this kid. He just said that I want to kill kids. Fuck him. So he's zoned off.
But think
so now no reasonable argument.
Kids with no experience in life
are now trying to dictate.
Are now trying to talk politics and try to... Kids who don't even fucking know, probably, like, can't even fucking find their state in the fucking country or whatever it is. And they're trying to talk politics. Like, I don't even know enough about it. I know a little bit from what I've seen in the media and if it's actually accurate. But I wouldn't, I wouldn't be able to go and sit there and be like, oh, take away all the guns and we're going to solve... No. It's like you said. And it's more a show. And the more extreme either or, the more extreme the other one becomes because they're each afraid to lose.
And that's what I've noticed because my views, if you would have to categorize it in politics, I would fit more into like what Ron Paul used to say. Like I'm very libertarian. Not, my stuff sways. Like on certain subjects, I'm more left, more right on other stuff. But that's where you would have to put me with someone.
But that's a good balance.
It's a good balance. The thing is though, because I look at both sides And that's why a lot of people from both sides will fight with me. They'll hate me because they'll call me the other thing that they don't like because they don't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you have this, then you're a fucking leftist. Oh, you have this, oh, you're alt-right. If you go any conservative thing, automatically they call you alt-right.
Yeah.
If you go a little bit to the left, you're an automatic communist. You know what I mean?
It's unbelievable.
But they're doing this to me who I'm neither. I'm in the middle. I'm just staring. I'm looking at this, right? So imagine to each other. Imagine them coming to a compromise when anything you say, imagine anything you would say right now, I would just call you a Nazi.
Yeah. There's no point.
You want to go get something to eat? Where do you want to go? Fucking Nazi, bro. That's where you want to go to Nazis. Ugh, I don't talk to you. After a while, you'd be like, you know what? Fuck this asshole.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
Or if everything you say, I'm calling you a communist.
Yeah.
You'd be like, what are you talking? I'm not a you're a fucking you'd lose your fucking mind. And that's why I'm saying I don't believe that the people that are, even these kids are being used 100%. CNN's like, because if you really want, first of all, that one reporter, because that kid, David Hogg, that's always on, is making a lot of stuff up. He's just making statistics. He's making a lot of stuff up. But there's certain things that were easy for the journalists to disprove. And then they asked him about it later, and they go, you know that you let him just say a lot of stuff that's not true. He goes, yeah, but it's a fine line. I did know that a lot of what he said was lies, but it wasn't factually correct. But there's a fine line between stopping him. You know, he is a survivor, and also the message he's trying to say is positive. It's like, overall, it's good. It's like, you fucking cocksucker.
Yeah.
That's what's causing this just, let's be honest.
And some people take that misinformation for real.
And then they go crazy, and then they fight with it. Let's just be honest. If we say the truth and we're honest, then we know there's a problem. Yeah. There's a problem number one where, the way we live 350 people, you can't just willy-nilly buy guns. Right. Like something, whether it's the age, whether it's something needs to change, right? But it doesn't need to be drastic. And on the other side is socially, what are we doing these fucking kids? Like, clearly, as much as we like to think, oh, we're the best and we're the best parents, we're not. We're not, no. Because if I find out that, I have a kid one day, and I find out that my kid is just the meanest fucking bully or whatever, then I know that I haven't done my job, because I haven't taught you anything. Like, I grew up like this. I've bullied and I've been bullied. I clearly didn't tell you to fucking accept people are going to be different. Yeah. They don't have to fit into your group. I clearly didn't do my job right. I have to look inward. Right? And we're not doing that as a society. We're not looking inward. Nobody wants to take blame. Nobody wants to be like, yeah, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have said this to him. Maybe I shouldn't have said, yeah, kill yourself. Nobody gives a shit. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Do you know what I mean? Nobody wants to take...
And I'm always in shock. Don't the teachers see it? You have a class.
Some do, but look, man, the teacher. Look, schools are under. There's 30 kids in the fucking class. Yeah, you have that one weird kid who, I'm calling him a weird kid. That's how. But you have that one weird kid. You just think, he'll grow out of it. Yeah. How many you've been teaching? Let's say for 20 years, you've never had one shooter, and you've had kids that were bullied worse because you don't know how people take it. Yeah. He might not even have been the worst bullied. Yeah. Another kid that he shot may have been the worst bullied. You don't know. Absolutely. You don't know. So that's the fucked up thing. It's very subjective too. You might be willing to take a lot more before you explode than somebody else. You don't know.
It's the resilience that you like. It's the resilience that you have,
and also what society, what life gives you. Because if you have trouble at home, like let's say you lost your parents, basically through your years in school, you've lost more and more of the things that you could lean on. You used to go to your mom, she passed away. You go to your dad, he's gone or something. Or then your brother, he leaves, goes to college. Slowly you start losing these cushions, and then all you do is get up, go to school, get shit on. You're in a corner, nobody talks to you, and you're alone. Human beings need social contact. They need interaction. This is proven now by science.
Not only that, think about the kid. Right, he's alone. We'll call him the weird kid, which I don't like using that, but the weird kid. It's enough if you know he's weird and you don't bother him. Now, you're actually bothering him. You're making fun of him. You're picking on him. You're even going further than saying, like, it's enough where. I always say if you're not gonna do good, don't do bad.
Yeah, just. But they're kids. They don't know that. They're just instant. Oh, other people are laughing. This is good. You know how it is to bully and to be bullied.
Because kids want to be part of.
Yeah, you want to be part of a group. That's what you're taught. You're taught that you have to be part of the group.
And at that age, it's important.
Of course, it's important.
It's like
you don't want to be ostracized. It's self-defense too.
Of like survival.
That's the thing. It's self-defense. I do not want to be ostracized, so I'm going to make sure I ostracize somebody else. Yeah. Because again, we have to accept responsibility. We're not the pinnacle of society yet. Yeah. We haven't reached that. We have a lot of learning to do, myself included. I've made so many mistakes. I'm going to continue making mistakes. But I have to try and learn. What about now that they're saying that the shooter, is getting hundreds of letters, fan mail, from little girls in high school, and this is what the news said, older men. Now, here's the thing, man.
Kidding me.
If you know that there's fucking older men sympathizing with him, saying, how about you fucking track that down and keep an eye on this motherfucker?
But imagine, right? You have 350 million people and you got to Pick each one and be like, why did you send him a fucking fan letter?
Well, it's not the interesting maybe that sent him, but the people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would monitor those fucking adults.
But then there's
be like, listen, I don't give a fuck what you went through in high school.
Yeah.
You just sent a sympathizing letter. We have to monitor. So we have to know who the fuck you are, because who knows what that guy's capable of doing.
But then there's a thing. There's no end to this. And when I made my video on the Las Vegas shooting, people blasted me, and I said, guys, people say, oh, you're an idiot. You have no respect for the family. Now is not the time, whatever. And in the video, I say, it's not the first. I say in the video, it's not going to be the last time. In 6 months, we'll probably be back here again.
And here we are.
Making a video. I didn't make the video, but I said in the video, it's going to happen. Every 6 months, this is going to happen. And here's the thing, too. The more people do it, the more people see it, the more people get ideas.
Okay, so here's a good example. Of these gun laws, right? So the shooting in Vegas, the guy was an adult.
Yeah.
No amount of changing the age would have helped,
yeah.
right? Also, from what I understand, the guy was loaded. He had tons of money. He was just fucked in the head,
Yeah.
okay? So, again, we go back to the same thing. You want to ban, let's say, all guns? A guy with that kind of a cash flow is going to get guns, whether you like it or not. Just because you don't have the guns, he's going to get them. Yeah. So your ban on all guns would not have solved this problem. But again, we fall into a psychological problem. We're failing somewhere. Yeah. We're failing somewhere because we're getting people to the point of doing these fucked up...
breaking down, bro. I'm telling you, one of the main things is mental issues. Do you know how many people I know personally, on antidepressants, anxiety pills? Like, how many people are living their life depressed and medicated? I know them. And I don't believe in depression. And
it's a real thing.
No. Personally, I'll tell you what I believe. Anybody that I've met who's been depressed and medicated, when I speak to them and I scratch to get to the surface, you know what I tell them? I'd be pretty depressed too if I were you.
Interesting.
You hate your job. You're in a marriage. You're not happy. You think your wife is cheating you. I'd be depressed too, man.
Fuck.
It's normal. It's the contract you made with life. It's part of being sad, angry, depressed. It's part of, your healing and growing process. I know, when I got divorced, there was a moment I got depressed. I'll never forget it. I'm sitting in the sleeping bag on a 1-bedroom and I'm drinking a bottle of vodka. And I'm thinking, holy fuck. I was depressed.
Yeah.
And I had really very little people to talk about it because as well too, you're embarrassed to talk about it.
Yeah.
And today looking back on it, it's normal I was depressed.
Everything was shit.
Everything was shit. I was not happy in my life.
The thing is, I've been depressed too, but the thing is everybody's brain works differently.
Yes.
Okay? If somebody who already has a chemical imbalance, they're more susceptible to this kind of stuff, they fall into such a deep thing that me and you can't even comprehend, okay? And those extreme cases, right? And not even those, a lot of people don't handle depression or stress the same way we do, or the same way a lot of other people do. And right now, the talk isn't really about that. Nobody wants to talk about it because, number one, there's a lot of money in depression.
Yeah.
Pharmaceutical companies make a fucking killing every year on these fucking pills that aren't actually making you better. They're masking a problem.
And they give it. You go to the doctor, you tell him you're sad.
And the way society is built now is fall in line, just do this, just do that. And a lot of people don't understand why they're unhappy. They're like, oh, but I thought I was supposed to be happy. No. They told you this would make you happy, but it's not for you. You're an individual. You're not part of a group. You're not part of a flock. You're you. Yeah. Somebody who's worth a couple $1 million, actually higher millions. Super great guy. But he's very depressed. And we've had a conversation about it. And he's doing stuff that he made a lot of money in. And he was kind of pushed by the family, like, oh, this is what you should go into. And he's making a killing, but he's really not happy. And he doesn't like the life he has. It's not for him. And we talked about what would have made him happy. And it's something so trivial. And not to do on the side, like what he wanted out of life in the back of his head is so fucking simple. He could have accomplished it by going to a trade school, not doing what he did, this and that. And that would have made him happier. And why I'm using him as an example is because he also opened my eyes. I was like, you know what? This is such a good example of society, of people trying to fit in, to be happy. When if you had just unplugged for 1 second and just been you, you would have been so happy because you're chasing someone else's dream.
Absolutely.
You might not be fulfilled by being a big stockbroker.
Yeah.
Or owning, I don't know, fucking some kind of a conglomerate company. It might not be what makes you happy. What makes you happy could be a painter.
Yeah.
You just want to paint houses. You love that shit.
Yeah.
You know? Or a plumber. Or a cop. Or I don't know what the fuck. But something could have made you way happier, okay, than what you're doing now. It's not about somebody else's dream. Somebody else's dream might be the money, the houses, the bling.
That's all an idea. It's a dream.
It's all dream.
And I hate when I see all these YouTubers pitch, buy the big house, be rich, be millionaire, have the car, you're going to be happy. I can guarantee you all that stuff doesn't bring happiness. I know a millionaire too, and she's fucking depressed as fuck. And they're sad. They're unhappy because, and here's the worst part. The worst part is when they're millionaires and they're unhappy, it's even worse because you have the illusion that you should be happy and people are looking at you saying, what are you sad about? You have everything you want.
No, because what makes you happy doesn't make me happy.
But we have the illusion that money brings happiness. So it's fucked up if you have all the money in the world and you're still not happy.
Before we go,
Yeah.
fuck, man, I had seen this. I wish I could share the link. I might, if I find the link, I'll put it in the description. It's a good look. They were talking about the people had done a study about work and play and the money you get, this and that. And people, I think, had become the most happy if they were making around $70,000 a year. So they didn't, but they were really stressed out when they were making $100,000 because they thought they should. It's all this weird stuff in your head.
Right.
Basically, what it said is you're most happy when you have enough to where you're not scared about rent or food or clothing. The second that's covered and you have a bit extra, you do not have to have a yacht. But the second that's covered without you thinking about it, you're happy.
You're happy.
Monetary, because you're protected.
Yeah.
However, they make you chase this fucking dream of you need to be a millionaire, which ends up making you super stressed and depressed because everything is, it changes, right? The finish line keeps it. So one day you're like, fuck, man, I'm happy. I'm paying my rent. I'm doing this. I'm fucking, and I have extra. I go on vacation, right? But the next year, because you're living a higher lifestyle, you need more money to sustain the simpler stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So now you're always chasing. You're always chasing. Like, fuck, I bought that new car. Now I have to pay this payment. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. Because you're constantly wearing yourself out. You're chasing goals that don't even exist. There's somebody else's goals.
Yeah.
But the person doesn't even exist. It's not even a real person. It's an idea that they put out there in the ether.
That's how they get us.
And all you wanted in the end was to take care of your fucking family.
It's the machine. That's how they get you. That's how
Anyways.
fucking sell everything. I'm going to go live on a little Greek boat in Santorini.
Nick Drossos, where are they going to find you? NickDrossos.com?
Yeah, go nickdrossos.com, sign up to my newsletter, as well as they could go check out the Self-Defense Academy, where I have a self-defense program. Check me out on YouTube, Nick Drossos or Code Red Defense. And that's pretty much it.
All the links are in the description.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for being here, Nick.
Padeli, man, I love doing this, man. This is as real and raw. This is the way we like it.
This is the way we fucking like it.